Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to dive into one of the hottest sectors growing in cryptocurrency right now, real world assets and the tokenizing of those assets. Now, this is something where we can call them RWAs, and for the discussion that we're going to have in this video, this is something where we're bridging the gap between blockchain and traditional finance. Now, some cryptos have been making waves, doing big numbers, having a lot of speculation, and investors FOMOing in, investing for the long haul with some of these projects. Me personally, I'm big on Ondo Finance, but I want to talk to you guys about what's going on because this is something where we're going to break down the top RWA plays right now. So you need to watch this video and do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe down below. All right. So appreciate you guys tuning in. Real quickly though, I will show you guys, this is my X page. Make sure you follow me on there as well. We do post things in real time, a lot of numbers, a lot of analysis at tcryptomark. Make sure that you find the right page. There is a couple of impersonators out there, which is always lovely to see. But I'm going to break down kind of what's going on in the market right now. We'll look into the crypto bubbles. It's been kind of a red day. The weekends usually overall tend to be kind of slow moving. No real mainstream news for cryptos to latch onto and gain kind of the sentiment within the markets. But this is something as we look into it, guys, you can see a lot of the RWAs are down, Ondo down 4.3. We can talk about some other ones along the way, but I want to share with you guys kind of my thoughts on this before we get rolling, okay? So when it comes down to RWAs, this is going to be something where I want to point out that this is fairly new in terms of sectors. All right. And when we talk about sectors within cryptocurrency, right, we have gaming, AI, the list goes on and on. But within RWA, I think it's very similar to what we've seen within kind of the internet coming about. Okay. And food for thought, you know, there was a lot of players in the .com era trying to get their start. There was only a few that survived. But I will tell you guys that probably the first one that was started wasn't the one that's been the longest withstanding. They're not the ones around today. I use the example, for example, Yahoo, AOL, search engines such as that. They're not around anymore. Now it's Google. They are around, but you know it's Google. Okay, that's the dominant one as we know it. So I want to talk to you guys a little bit about what I'm talking about RWAs, because I guess the point I'm trying to make before we get going is, just because these are top 5 now, as RWA blossoms, I don't think that it's a full-blown conclusion that these will be the winners 5, 10, 15, 20 years from now. Okay, so let's get into it. Before we hit what's going on in this video, I want to share with you guys one of the exchanges I'm partnered with. This is BTCC, okay? There is a link down below in the description. If you want to trade spot and futures, you're based in the United States, one of the longest withstanding exchanges, great reputation. They've been around for a long time. There are some benefits for signing up using my link. They're running a lot of promotions, cashback, USDT. So check that out as we're talking right now. And if you do want to sign up with BTCC, get started today trading using that link down below. Okay, so why do RWAs matter, and what actually are them? Okay, what do they do? That's kind of the big question. All right, so for lack of better words, this is something where you talk about physical assets such as real estate, government bonds, commodities, okay? They can be tokenized on the blockchain. It allows for greater liquidity, transparency, and a lot of accessibility that maybe you don't have. There's no 9-to-5 customer service. There's no middlemen. You can just go right to those assets if they're tokenized, okay? Now, the market is expecting to grow into the trillions in the next coming years, and that's kind of why big money, smart traders are paying a close attention to the RWA sector within crypto. Now, the first project that I do want to talk about, we did mention Ondo a little bit earlier. That will be Chainlink. Chainlink is one that I'm extremely bullish on, and I am going to pull up these charts as we go so that way you guys can have a clear picture of what's going on. Now, the thing with Chainlink is it's one that I don't want to say it's a safe play. I can't give financial advice. I can't tell you guys to buy or sell crypto, but I will tell you guys that when we talk Chainlink, it's one that has a lot of upside, and that's due to the fact that you look at all-time highs, I believe is around $54, and now we're seated firmly in the $13.50 range for Link. That's a extreme discount. I know the chart looks hideous, but a lot of cryptos do right here in present day. But you talk about kind of what we saw back in 2024 at the end of the year, getting as high as $30 on the chart, and the all-time high obviously at that $50+ territory. Now, that's something where you look into them as being the undisputed king of decentralized oracles, okay? Great partnerships, great integrations that they have, collaborations with top corporations. Oracles are crucial for RWA because they bring off-chain data into the blockchain, okay? So Chainlink, I personally think they're going to partner with a lot of big name crypto entities as well as other RWA entities that kind of drive what their purpose is forward, okay? They're going to enable smart contracts to interact with these real-world financial entities, okay, making it kind of a backbone as we want to talk RWA projects, okay? Right now, Chainlink sits at around $22.5 billion, and this is something as the demand goes up, I think that Chainlink will provide one of the best opportunities for traders in the market, okay? MakerDAO, that's another one, okay? That's where they have their governance platform, okay? And MakerDAO is the protocol behind the DAI stablecoin. Now, what makes them special? They integrate real-world assets into a collateral pool. That means that government bonds, traditional assets alike that are backing the DAI, that can have that accessibility, the transactional volume, and that will be something to drive that even further, okay? So that's something where they recently invested over $500 million into United States Treasury bonds. And as we look into this move, this is why they bridge traditional finance into DeFi, giving more stable returns and real returns along the way. Okay, so I want to pull that up for you guys real quick. We'll show what they're doing right now on the chart. And you look at kind of MKR is their ticker, and you can see kind of where they're at trading. That's where it's a little bit different kind of a price point because outside of Bitcoin, Ethereum, you really don't see any other cryptos above into the 4-digit territory. So MakerDAO trading at 1165. And you want to look kind of what they're doing, mimicking all of the other charts that we see in crypto, basically, as we've been on a steady downhill slope, okay, since the commencement of 2025. Next, we're going to get into Ondo, all right, and that's probably, as it stands right now, my favorite RWA play in the market, trading at 82 cents, significantly undervalued right now, under $1 in my personal opinion. Now, the interesting thing about Ondo is it's not been around for quite some time. It's not felt previous bull cycles. It's not felt other alt cycles. This has been one that this is the first cycle it's ever been through, and it's relatively young in its lifespan, okay? Now, Ondo Finance specializes, once again, in tokenizing real-world assets like U.S. bonds and real estate, but their main focus is bringing yield-bearing traditional assets into DeFi. That's why players such as BlackRock, Grayscale, they have all kind of latched on to Ondo Finance. We even talked MasterCard. That's a new one along the way. And right now, it's a very low kind of value play for me still. I know it's multi-billion, but it's still one of those cryptos I think is just young enough where it still has a lot of room for opportunity, okay? So that's kind of where you're going to be allowed to get, I guess you would say, another form of safer exposure to these yield-bearing traditional assets within DeFi, okay? Next, real estate tokenization. That's something where it's going to be more specific to actual properties in specific. Rental income, for example, property value, payouts, all that stuff. I don't think it's something where you look at RealT. It's something where it's not necessarily a crypto, in my personal opinion, but it's something that does provide a solution to a problem that a lot of people have that want to invest in real estate. They just don't have the capital. Okay, so fractional ownership at a tokenized kind of discount if we want to look at properties. So you can buy real estate, earn passive income through real rental properties all through the blockchain, which makes that very unique in its approach and something that does stick out in my eyes, okay? The last one is Maple Finance, okay? We'll pull that one up. That is MPL for those of you that are looking into it. And for some reason, it is not pulled up here. So we're going to go look at it in a different perspective. Okay, so you can look at Maple, ranked 455th in total market cap on, it's a top 500 cryptos. So this one has a lot of room for opportunity as well. $58.79 million market cap, trading at $14.92. This is one I'm going to track kind of in that lower echelon and make this kind of one of those value plays that could break out one day. Okay, great month though, defying the rest of the market, up 24.1%. This is one of my, I guess you'd say, smaller caps. It's still $58+ million, but it's still what I would consider, in relative speaking to these other cryptos that we mentioned, one of the cryptos that I think that is undervalued in this current market, okay? Now, this is something where you look into the credit aspect of RWAs, and they are offering under collateralized loans to institutions. Now, this means that traditional finance players can access capital efficiently through DeFi, making it a game changer in that regard. Nobody else is doing that. And that's something where you look into over $1.2 billion in loans that they have issued thus far. And bringing kind of that institutional lending to the blockchain is something that makes it appealing to a lot of investors looking to get into RWAs. Okay, so that kind of rounds it up. I'm going to get into kind of the future real quick, and then we'll conclude. This is something where RWAs, everybody wants to know where they are headed, how far, how high can they go, okay? I think it's going to be one of the biggest players within crypto adoption between governments, CBDCs, all that good stuff that traditional banks are kind of exploring. I think blockchain is going to allow for faster transactions, and the way that RWAs are carried out, it's kind of that hybrid into traditional and decentralized in a way that does give a lot of attractiveness to investors, retail and institutional. Okay, so that's what we got going on. RWA projects for you guys to look into. Right now, will this be kind of a key to bridging mass adoption for crypto? That's the big question. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. I want to know what RWA plays you guys are on as well. Appreciate you giving me a couple minutes of your time and following along. Hope this was helpful in that regard. Make sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and if you guys are watching on X, make sure you follow me on there. Make sure you check out BTCC as well. There's a link down below in the description if you want to start trading on that exchange. I'll thank you once more, and we'll see you guys all in the next video.